Anyone who's driven in San Francisco lately will tell you traffic has gone from bad to worse. Sure, there are those rideshare drivers, more construction, but we've learned there's another big factor driving the gridlock. Tonight, Wilson Walker with a story you'll only see on KPIX 5.
The traffic just gets packed, jams all the time.
It's the day-to-day problem you can no longer escape.
Traffic's moving about 30% slower than it was.
So just what exactly has brought city streets to a crawl?
There's no one factor that's causing traffic congestion in the city.
To help us count the ways, we spent the day with Oscar Palma, a man who's spent a little time driving these streets.
It's gonna be about 18 years.
And topping his list of traffic jamming suspects,
Too many cars.
well, in Oscar's 18 years out here, the city has added nearly 100,000 people, which means more cars, and some of them are getting a lot more attention than others.
Uber, Lyft, there are too many of those guys.
Latest estimate on the number of rideshare drivers in San Francisco, 45,000. And see if these complaints sound familiar.
Holding up traffic to pick up somebody.
How about stopping on a one-way street, throwing on the hazards, and simply walking away from the car?
They stop in the middle of the street and without no hesitation.
But there's another growing fleet out there, one you might not have thought of.
Simple and easy to click and order. And we don't think about all the duck feet working underwater that make that happen for you.
E-commerce might be convenient, but it's flooding our streets with new and entirely unmanaged freight traffic.
South and north.
We know that truck traffic is increasing in the city. We know that double parking is increasing.
Construction is like they never get done with it.
The construction boom has stolen lanes in every direction, and then there's the explosion of city road projects.
Our view of a project like Van Ness or Polk or Masonic is that these are bringing really important safety benefits. They're making community work better, and the construction can't wait.
Tom McGuire is charged with congestion management for SFMTA, and we asked him about each of these challenges, starting with what you might call the rideshare mystery.
Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of information about just how big a piece they are.
That's right, the city thinks all those rideshare drivers might be causing problems, and they say more data is needed. Data that could help us better understand the problem and drive better policies, new rules, maybe even a limit on cars. But so far, companies like Uber aren't exactly sharing, despite threats like this from the mayor.
You want to work with Mayor Lee right now, because if you don't, then we will have to make some decisions about decongestizing these streets without you if you're not going to participate.
You're having the conversation about getting more data on rideshare. Have you even gotten that far with freight yet, or is that one still?
Yeah, you know, we'd like to know more there as well, for sure.
When it comes to freight, we're actually falling behind. Seattle, for example, will start rolling out a new freight management experiment later this year.
Reduce the number of failed first deliveries or reduce the amount of time a truck is spending in their load-unload space.
Now, as for those other challenges,
Places like the Transbay Terminal, that's not going to be around forever.
neither will those teeth-rattling road improvements you're driving over right now, but many of our new challenges, they're here to stay, and in some respects, we're still at square one, just trying to figure out how many Lyft and Uber drivers are out there.
Too much of a good thing is also not good as well.
We really are trying to solve the congestion problem, but we're also trying to give people as many alternatives as possible.
Truth is, making all of this work will probably mean a traffic system that looks very different than what we have now. And getting there will be much like your drive through the city. It's going to take a while.
And it certainly is not something we can solve overnight.
In San Francisco, Wilson Walker, KPIX 5.